Yo, what's up? I'm here on one of the quietest streets I've ever found here in Calcutta, India, and just here today wanted to talk to you guys about the idea of comfort dynamics, and how whoever's more comfortable wins. Now this is true in the case of more the ego sense. The ego-identified self needs to maintain a certain level of self-worth, a certain balance, a certain feeling of goodness. And if other people come in trying to break that, it is detrimental to that person and their emotional attempt at maintaining the state. Now an example of this, now that's just most people, they tend to have that kind of center, attempt to maintain that center. Rupturing is, never good to the ego. For example, when you're in an argument with somebody, usually there's two parties, and one thinks one thing, one thinks another thing. Now if you've completely lost your composure in that, you've kind of lost the argument, you've kind of lost that sense of equilibrium. You are now less comfortable in this argument than the other person if you're the one that's losing your emotional center first. That's one example. Someone said, "Oh, you're dumb, you're lame, you're dumb," and the other guy's like, "Yeah, whatever." The other guy lost, clearly, because he has now compromised his emotional state. Another example of this, bargaining. This is very relevant to India. Bargaining, so if let's say we start at 500 rupees and then I don't really need it, 500 rupees to 100 rupees I say. They said 400, I'm like 150, Let's say we get down to 180, right? Now I don't really care, I'm walking away. I'm more comfortable walking away than I am paying this price. But if the other guy pulls me back and says, "Hey, I want to pay you this," then you win that, because you're paying a lesser price. You're more comfortable walking away than he was letting you walk away. As a result, you win that interaction. Yeah. And then the other side is, if you really want the object and he's not willing to drop the price, then you've now compromised your emotional center, and you are now less comfortable with dropping that, or with walking away than he is holding that price. You lose. Another couple examples, crossing the street. If you are less comfortable standing in the center of the street, or if you're walking, right? If you're less comfortable with that, you might flinch, move, make it hard for the other guy to swerve. If you're more comfortable walking than the other person is hitting you, then you win. Now, if the other person is more comfortable hitting you than you are walking, then you lose. Then the other guy hits you, right? Again, that is, if you are more comfortable walking than the other person is comfortable hitting you, then you're at a loss there. You're probably going to get hit, and that's going to be a bummer. Now, the other side, I've heard in Bangladesh, I heard there's people that actually kind of sort of hit people just for fun or for sport even. Now that guy's more comfortable hitting you than obviously you are, or then comfortable hitting you than he is avoiding you. So in this case, you lose again. He wins because he gets to hit you, and he gets whatever bonus points he feels like he gets when he hits you. But yeah, and then one final, those are kind of related to India, and then one final example is a kind of two people meet naked, right? One person sees the other person naked, like, oh no, usually like the person who's naked they're both embarrassed, but usually the person who's naked is more embarrassed. Well, I found out in my journey that if you're the one who's naked and you are more comfortable than the other person is seeing you, you kind of win. Like if you are, everyone will flinch. Like if you catch someone in the bathroom, everyone will flinch, everyone will hide away. But if you're just the one standing there and like, hey, what's up? You kind of win that emotional center. You kind of win that dynamic. Not that you were trying to fight the other person or compete with them, but you kind of win the space. You get to maintain as your prize. You get to maintain that emotional stability, that center, and that's kind of an interesting thing. That's kind of the main thing that made me want to talk about comfort and comfort dynamics. Also, walking around in India, everyone, I don't know if you noticed, but everyone kind of stares at me. I'm pretty weird. I realized I'm wearing a very bright color, and I'm pretty white, and I think it matches my beard. I don't know. Anyway, so after this, off to Chennai for a night, and then Madurai. Don't know if anything's going to be interesting in Chennai, but so I will see you guys in Madurai.